Says I'm live, so I'm live. All right, wonderful. Ouch. How is everybody? I'm trying to get, there we go, situated here in some way, shape, or form. Unfortunately, I'm on my Surface doohickey thing, so welcome. I thought I'd just hang out because I've got all my games packed up. I got all my clothes packed up. I got all my stuff squared away to drive off for 12 hours or 13 hours tomorrow. And really don't have anything else to do. I'm sick of reading and I'm sick of doing chores here. So I thought I'd share a little bit about a couple of the games I played this week. And I've been looking at all of the pre-orders that I have in, and also some of the pre-orders that are up and available. And there's my phone, and it's there's a lot of stuff going on. So there's that. Stigler and Tony's Board Life, and Devin, of course, is here. And John, you are first. You get the prize. So welcome. Let's see. Let's start out with Great Battles of History. I had a great game. It was really interesting scenario. One of those kind of monster scenarios. Douglas, welcome. And Mr. Day. Let's see. My phone is blowing up. That's my wife. I know. I'm sure there's some last minute chore I need to do before I shoot out of here. Let's see what this is. Just bear with me for 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. See, I got to go put a hose outside for some guy to finish the work I started here, digging holes. Let's see, where were we? Question, how much space do you have at home for setting up all the games you're reporting on? Okay, we're going to get to that in a sec. Okay, well, let's hit that bad boy, because that's a cool question. Let's see. We have a house that's built on a hill, and the people that we bought the house from kind of did this sort of half-assed renovation down underneath the house and made a garage, and then behind the garage they put it was like a dance room, like a studio. It had glass on the walls and stuff, and like a ballet bar and all this sort of weird crap. And there was a closet in that room, and the room's probably 12 by 12, 15 by 12 or something like that. And then there's a hallway which kind of it's only 6 feet wide, 8 feet wide, 6 feet wide maybe. And in one little corner there, I've got my desk, which backs onto the laundry that we moved downstairs. And then there's a bedroom. And that bedroom I've taken over and put the big double pieces of mesquite that you can see. And that's where all my bookcases start. And that's where I keep my games. And most of the time I play in there. When I'm playing large games, I use that studio room where I've taken all the glass out. I took the closet out, which I probably shouldn't have, because I think it was a load-bearing wall. The roof is starting to sag a little bit, but let's not worry about that. And so that has our old dining room table, because we were given a dining room table by some friends. That's got our old dining room table in it, which has a big extension, and that is every bit at 10 feet long, maybe more, I don't know. So that's kind of the area. I have 2 spaces, right? And then I think I shared some photographs of the new bookcases I got from a buddy for like $400, which were really awesome. So that's that. Does that help, Sigler? Anyway, Great Battles of History was really interesting. So I played one of those super large scenarios. It was like a 1.5 mapper, and the forces now I can't remember. It was Eumenes and a dude starting with A, Antigonus, and and Antigonus. And so it was one of the 3 or 4 battles that they fought. And Eumenes was a crafty, sneaky little guy, and he never really did things that sort of like the traditional way. And so he was always throwing Antigonus for a loop. And he did it again in this particular battle of, I think it's called Paratacini is the way you might pronounce it if you were Italian, I think. But nevertheless, dozens of phalanx counters, and then there were hypacists, and there were 1 hex sized phalanx counters, then there were hoplites, and there was light cav and heavy cav and lancers. It was awesome. And the cool thing is that and there was dozens of elephants. There were literally 25 elephant counters on one side and about 15 or something on the other. And that battle is really, really cool. And I hadn't really played a lot of Great Battles of History with all the full rules with the Alexandrian scenarios or the Diadoche module, which is what this was. I'd always used the simple Great Battles of History rules for probably my first 30, 40 plays of the Great Battles of History. I used the earlier rules. So this is like the first time that not the first time, one of the few times that I played with the full rules. And it's really, really interesting how subtly different each system is. It's really cool to just, you got to stop and double check and go, okay, now do I route check for that guy or whatever they call it, whatever, TQ check, true quality check for those guys, or not, or do I do there's a leader check for this or that, and how do like contingent commanders work, stuff like that. So it was really, really interesting to dig into that game and play a little bit. So Eumenes lost, sadly. He got his ass handed to him, which I don't think happened in history. Anyway. Gordon James. Well, there's a question. Hey, Kyle. Good to see you, buddy. What do I want to say about Lock and Load and Steve Overton? So I've met Steve a couple of times. No, that's not true. I met him once, and we had lunch in Fredericksburg. And he's a nice older gentleman, and I think he's a little disabled, so he has a few challenges with his knees and legs and stuff. Very, very opinionated. If anyone's ever spoken to him, they'll probably know that. And he's got this game that he wants to release. But as demonstrated to me after that meeting, I had mentioned to him that I wanted to build a vassal module for Hofgap with the new counters that had been released by some dude who did custom counters that sort of fixed up the OB and all that sort of stuff. And he could never, ever finish it or get it done. And I got kind of frustrated with it, but dude's doing it for free, so whatever. And then I got talking to him about his Target Simulations PC game, which when I was playing it, I played a lot of it solo, which I did some reports on my blog about it, but not very many. I enjoyed it, but I found lots and lots of bugs. And so I started reporting all these bugs and these issues. And then I found out how, there was line of sight issues with AI. This is a long way of telling you why I'm feeling and thinking the way I am. So I'm sorry if this takes too long, but hey, we got all night. I got all night. So I reported those bugs, and then I had a criticism of the artillery because the artillery was wiping out platoons of moving tanks, not tanks just sitting in placed and taking a pounding, right, from whatever scale artillery it was, right? But just they'd be moving through the woods or down a road, and boom, you lose like whole battalions or whole platoons or companies or whatever it was. So I said to him, I think that's kind of off. I don't see mobile tanks being affected that way. Well, that was a 3-week, fairly aggressive conversation between the two of us on Facebook, private message. And in the end, I think we agreed to disagree. And I think at some point they made a change in the rules. But it's like you shouldn't have to fight that hard. I was just sharing facts and opinions and my experiences with the game and how I thought it really damaged the gameplay and felt like the AI was kind of broken. So fast forward, At some point, I ended up playing Contact Now or whatever it's called, Red Eclipse with him, and we were playing with World War II units and stuff, and it was on a mock-up board and all the rest of it. And I walked away from the game saying that, hey, it felt like it was 3 different current game systems kind of mushed together, and I didn't really feel that there was anything unique about the game. Well, he didn't like that, and said, well, yeah, but it's the best of all those 3 games, and therefore it's the best. And so take that. And so there's a little bit of I guess animus, I think, from Steve about my opinion on the game and the fact that I haven't really covered it or reported on it or anything like that, because I don't have anything to say about it. I do know for a fact, because I had offered to look at the rules, that the rules are not done and complete. And I know that there are no charts, because there was a podcast, a video cast just the other day by David Heath, talking about how they're waiting on him to give them the charts. I know what have had shared with me a number of other things from other people about the progress of the game and the completeness of the game. And I think that Steve's going to have a really hard time, getting it done, because he seems to struggle with deadlines and won't take feedback, which is probably good that he does go to Compass, because he won't. No one will push back there. I think they'll just publish whatever he gives them, and then it'll be done. My concern would be for the people who buy the game and they start asking questions and start pushing back with him, that's when there will be issues and challenges and concerns. And I would be disappointed both for Steve and the publisher if that would happen, if the game wasn't play tested and polished enough, because I don't know that I've spoken to anybody who's played the game by themselves without Steve overseeing and helping with the rules and maybe make it and it's on the way. I know that's a long answer. So I think it's good for Lock and Load, honestly, that they have parted ways. I think if I was David, I would have been more upset than David was, finding out on a live cast from somebody asking a question, hey, why is Compass putting up a Vietnam game and a World War II game for the same system? That's kind of as far as I'm concerned, that's kind of a dick move without telling the person you have the contract with that you're going to do that you're splitting the system up, because I don't believe that was the intention. There was always the intention, from my understanding of talking with Steve and with David, that they were going to do all of it, even though it was going to compete with Lock and Load Tactical. But it's a very different system from Lock and Load, and I think it would have been it wouldn't have been complementary, but it would have been acceptable to have those 2 systems. It'd be great to sort of have an expanded worldview. Anyway, there you go. That's my long version of that. So I think someone else here was asking another question about Great Battles of History. Oh, and I'm in New Mexico, by the way. The elk horns and all that stuff. This is quiet and echoey. If I'm echoing, let me know. I hope the sound's okay. I know the video quality is probably not that good, but anyway, let me do this. Let me see if I can share a few pictures from the Great Battles of History game play and see if you guys like that. Sit still. It's Kerry Anderson's Countess. That's right, Stigler. Yeah. So if, well, I don't have anything back from Steve in that regard. So, because there were actually a couple of errors on the counters that we found, and I don't think Kerry either knows about it or wanted to know about it. I don't know what happened. That was 5 years ago. I forget. Anyway, yeah, what was I going to do? I was going to show you some pictures. Let's see if I can. I don't know if you want to see them or not. If you do, say something. If you don't, too bad. Let me see if I can find this folder. Okay, what are we doing here? Why is it not working? Hello? I thought this was supposed to show my screen. Oh, share screen. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, what do I want? Entire screen. Yeah, let's do that. But it's not going to let me do that. Application window. Not going to let me do that either. All right, let me cancel that. Let me try again. Go back here. Share screen. Oh, what? The browser is what? Oh, I'm in Opera. It's blocked my screen. Click the screen icon in your address bar to allow the reloaded page. That doesn't sound very good, does it? Click the screen icon. Okay. Okay, cool. I think that did it. No. Let's try this again. No. All right. Well, so much for that idea. That's kind of poopy. I wanted to share some pictures because I thought that would be fun. Deny access and reload. See, I think this is going to make me end the session if I do that. So I'm not going to do that. We'll just chat and I'll wave my hands around like I usually do. All right. I've been wearing my hat all day. Let's see. So I played Great Battles of History. Got 3 turns of that done here, and then I thought, well, in between turns, I'll set up the one mapper time for trumpets scenario, and play that, the OCS game. And I'd already read the rules before I came up here, but reread them, and unfortunately forgot about the being snow on the ground. And that caused a lot of consternation for me because I couldn't work out why the so I guess I can sit back and relax now. I couldn't work out why the Germans got so fast in the gameplay. It was crazy. You end at turn 1, even keeping in mind it's like a 3-day turn or a 4-day turn or whatever it is. You get this. They were adjacent to and past Bastogne. And headed towards Verviers as well, whatever it's called, whatever the township is, and it was really bizarre. And so I played a lot. Like that first turn had to have taken every bit of 3 hours for the Germans to do their thing in that move. Planning their moves and then making sure they were going to be in supply and building little trails of Zocs and negated Zocs and stuff like that. So that took a long time. So I only got 2 turns of that done, but it took every bit of 10 or 12 hours to crank out. It's a very, very dense scenario, but it also took a long time to set up. I was really surprised at how long the game took to set up. I wonder if I can put this up here. I'm just trying to find a place where I'm going to take the keyboard off here. Crunch. Okay, maybe that'll work. I wonder if it'll sit still or will it fall? That's kind of lame, isn't it? Oh well, I guess I'll just have to hold this. I don't know. That's one of the things I like about OCS, though, is that it is an involved set of. No, I don't want to switch to tablet mode. It is an involved set of rules, and the rules are pretty cool. I like the supply mechanics, and I like the combat system. I think it's got enough variability in there that it makes it exciting. But the setup is just a bugbear and not. Nothing to be sneezed at all. So my PC is beeping at me. Is that any better? There. I just want to be able to reach my drink and talk to you at the same time and answer all these stupid questions. Who's got a stupid question for me? Great White Hunter. Not sure what that is. Oh, they're shed. Those horns are shed. elk shed their horns every year. So that's a collected set of horns that people picked up, and then some dude turned it into a chandelier for us. It's pretty cool. Well, not for me, but for my father-in-law. Stig, you're just like on fire here. Yes, it is very cabin-like, isn't it, Gray? It's it's actually literally a log cabin. They're big, huge, thick, heavy logs. I was up here like 20 years ago when this thing was being built, and it was amazing to see the guys using all the equipment and stuff to lay these logs down, and the cutting and all the pegs they use to put things together. It's a really, really cool place. Anyway. Yeah, see, Kyle, so that was the thing, man. So I was doing this. I'm trying to do a move in the second turn, and then I stopped and I looked at I was looking up some other rule for something else, and then it said, oh, that's right. I rolled for air, and it was full flight. I was like, oh, that's really cool. Full flight in snow, huh? I didn't know that you could even do that. And then I went, wait, snow. Hang on. It was snow last turn. And then I picked up the movement chart and saw clear weather, mud, and snow. I was like, oh no. And of course, you've got hundreds of counters, and they've all moved, and trying to reset it. I was like, well, that'll take me 5 or 6 hours. And then by the time I got restarted, I'd be screwed. So the hell with it. So I just packed it up. It took a long time to pack up too. Just with a modest amount of decent sorting. So that was a beat down. I got a little bit of District Commander Maracas in today as well, in between all the honeydews. So I really like that system, and I've got Kandahar on order coming really soon, which will be a complimentary game, actually, because I kind of sucked up to Tom at Holland Spiel and said, please send me a review copy, and I promise I'll play it, because I'm pretty hot on the system right now, so I'm really enjoying that. Brian Train does a really great job of creating kind of thinky games, right? Games you've got to noodle about and think about, and there's always lots and lots of choices. And while all the combat is very abstracted, I don't mind that. Abstraction's okay if it's done the right way, and there are other things that you need to be thinking about. So that's kind of cool. So I got a little bit of that in, but nothing substantial. I realized it was going to take me longer to pack up and put the hitch on the trailer and do all this other stuff I had to do. So unfortunately, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. So Gordon James looks like he is an OCS player. Hey, Hex to Hex. So you didn't, you played Great Battles of the American Civil War on Vassal. Now, what was wrong with that? Because I'm about to play that next week, actually. I've got a session with a buddy of mine. We're going to play Kernstown 2. So hopefully that will be okay. Is the module bad, or what's the problem there? Hey, Rough Swordsman, how are you doing, man? I'm loving your channel, by the way. And if you have not seen Rough Swordsman's YouTube channel, you should check it out. It's very cool. He's doing a lot of cool games, and of course, Stigler has got videos up as well. He's a player. Tony's Board Life is here as well. Hey, man, how are you doing? I think I already said hi to you. Sorry, this tea is obviously stronger than it looks. Oh, Tony, that's a little rude. My voice will put you to sleep. I can sing you a lullaby. You don't want that. Let's see. Flipping back and forth for fire combat. I wonder what that means. If you can expand on that, we really should have like a live session with like Rough Swordsman and Tony's Board Life and a bunch of the guys that are the up and comers. That would be so cool to get you guys all on and hear how you got started and why you got started with YouTube stuff. Be very cool. Kyle's an old hand. Everybody knows Kyle Seeley's channel. He's like the mega detail gamer guy. I love Kyle's channel as well. All right, let me see here. Oh, I see what you're doing, buddy. Okay, hex to hex, I got it. Right, that makes sense. Okay, so hey, let's do this. I wanted to share the freaking screen. So I'm going to talk to it then. Let me try and talk to it. Let me plug my mouse back in and I'll point. There's a whole bunch of P500s that I know nothing about and or very little about. And I wanted to get folks' opinions and thoughts on them if you're interested. And I thought I would let's start with the less well-known companies and have a look at Holland Spiel. So Holland Spiel is on their 54th release of a game. Staggering. Obviously, District Commander Kandahar is their big title that is coming out at the moment. But they also have White Eagle Defiant, Stilico, which is a solitaire game by Robert Dusecki. So now, didn't he do? See, he did the Wars of Marcus Aurelius. I'm going to have to get that. And the Field of the Cloth of Gold. Does anyone? Oh, of course. Well, Dinosaur Battles has been out for a while, but that's a very cute little game. White Eagle Defiant, 1939. Does anyone know anything about that? And Stilico, I'm going to guess, is going to be same system as Wars of Marcus Aurelius. So yeah, I'm going to have to get that guy as well. Thoughts, comments? Let me come back to the video. Uh-oh, I can't see it. There we go. Yeah, so okay, I don't know if so I'll be looking forward to hearing comments from Holland Spiel, and then we'll go on to the next vendor publisher. I saw a comment here about OCS from John, how it's a very adept at the Russian front, and that's interesting because Beyond the Rhine to me feels very uber German. These Panzer divisions and SS Panzer divisions and their forces and their quality ratings, all that sort of stuff seem really, really strong. That is until you push them up against a 12-4-6 rated two-step unit from the Americans. And that's one of 3 of those units that are in one of their armored divisions. So what they lack, I guess, they have a volume of forces. But it seemed really, I felt like they were very overpowering if you were effective using the Germans. Whereas the Americans were kind of more of a blunt force trauma type of gameplay there. And all you need to do is just push up a big 24 infantry factor unit with 4 steps, pay your 4T if you can find it, and then stick a couple of armored units in there, and you can just demolish units, particularly if you use their 108 factor artillery forces. It just seems super, so that's all fine, but I just found the Germans feel a little overpowered to me in that late in the war. It's 44, right? So I don't know. I don't know if anyone else has played Beyond the Rhine, but I felt like it was a little uberish to me. And whereas the Blitzkrieg Legend, I felt like it was a clear-cut case that the Germans were really able to kick ass unless the French played extremely well and the British played extremely well, and you went absolutely off the historical track. Then I think both sides had a pretty well-balanced fight going there with probably a decent edge to the Germans. So Anyway, just a thought there. Trying to see what else is going on here. Come on, guys. Oh, Death Valley. Stigler, did you put those together? The Death Valley stuff? You did a really, I think you did a really good job. I had to look at the module really quickly last week. Okay. 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 So, yeah, so no one has any opinion on any of those Holland spiel games then, I guess. Of course, I'm assuming that you can still hear me. If you can, someone just let me know and make sure that. Oh yeah, looks like Stigler can hear. Hey guys, I'm going to open a door for a minute and let some cool air in here. The heat's quite hot here. I'll be right back. I don't think we're in much danger of a bear coming up in the middle of the night, but if I run off screen, you'll know that's why. Okay, right. So no one cares about Holland Spiel's games today. Is that what I'm hearing? Because I get no feedback from you whatsoever. So let's move on to Revolution games. Maybe we'll come back to Holland Spiel. I see on the Revolution Games website that Return to the Rock Corregidor. I'm not sure that I care enough about that particular conflict to purchase that, but it sure does look interesting, and the artwork looks fantastic. And I probably ought to get it because my father-in-law went to Texas A&M and was a cadet there, and the Aggies lost a lot of guys there. What else is going on? Fury at Midway. That looks like... Oh, okay. So this is one of the bonsai games from Japan. Very interesting. It looks like a smaller game. And it's designed by Yasushi Nakaguru. That also looks interesting. I wonder if that's a solo game. Does anybody know? That's a Ziploc game. Map arrays are expanded. Air Ops. Oh, Air Ops. Interesting. Okay, well, that might be, I might have to put that on the list. Kernstown's been out for ages, so that's nothing new there. Poland Defiant, yeah. I played that and sold it. And the Battle of Arras, I have not. Oh, that's a area movement game. That's that Storm Over series, I think. All right, Legion games. So does anyone care about Revolution games? Can I get a Hail Mary? Can I get a Hallelujah from anyone for that? Oh, so Gamer Hudson wants Battle of Arras. Okay, well that's interesting. I think that uses a modified Storm Over that Storm Over series. I think it uses a modified version of that system. I think it has cards and stuff, which is all cool. But I'm not a big fan of the Storm Over series. Yeah, so we'll get to Compass Games in a second, John, because they have like 5 pages of pre-order stuff, and Anthony's got Dark Woods on order. Yeah, I'm tempted to get that as well. I quite liked the Dark Valley and the desert one, although I thought the desert one was a little bit too light for me. Okay, right. So Revolution Games, I'm going to close that tab since none of you have much to say about that. Legion Games has just a swag of games. There's the Vietnam game. I've seen a little bit of that. Not super excited about the artwork on that map at all. Looks very clip arty to me. Needs some love and attention. And then a whole bunch of like. So look at this. Is that the 7-hex system? It is. Borodino at Poltosk. There's a whole bunch of 7-hex system games. There's 3 volumes there. Klizau and Fraustadt, The Great Northern War. There's some esoteric games. That's pretty cool. Battles, I should say. That's very cool. And then Vindaloo and A Prelude to War. Yeah, which looks quite interesting to me, actually. 1936 to 1939. That's a really interesting time. I'm just reading right now. Churchill. I'm still grinding through this. I'm on page 474, and it's I think it's 1939 right now, September 1939. So I've just been reading all about this work up to the war. It's pretty interesting stuff. For at least from Churchill's perspective, anyway. And so, yeah, there's a whole bunch of really interesting pre-orders. I believe, I have the 3 battles of the Alamein on order. Oh, it says it's shipping now. Oh, shit. Hopefully, I've paid for that. See, this has Auerstad. Oh, no, it doesn't. There are the older volumes. What? This has Jena. That's right. Auerstad. It does have Auerstad. And the Siege of Danzig, which I could really not care much about. But Battle of Jena in 1806 would be cool. I really like that, the Vive la Emperor series. That's pretty cool. All right. Let me come back and see if there's any more questions. Yeah, I'm not sure about that hot dry season, Hudson. I've watched a little bit of the gameplay, and it started out being a modified version of Silver Bayonets, and then I think the designer realized that system wasn't going to work, so it went from GMT to Legion, and has had some more development. But I haven't seen anything recently that. And I think I'm trying to think of the guy's name. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. That's really bad. Let me go back here. Yeah, Patrick. That's right, Patrick Mullen. He's an ex-military guy, so it could be really cool. Could be. Who knows? So we'll see. Oh, Kyle, did you just receive that? The War Without an Enemy? I didn't order that. I was curious about it, but I didn't jump on it. Okay, and Arate, yeah. I've got it set up. Haven't played it yet, and I am enthusiastically hopeful that it'll be awesome. It's got some unique rules to it with dust and stuff like that, because it's all in the desert, duh. But it should be very interesting. Yeah, Kyle, I really want to know a little bit more about that. So that'd be cool if maybe we can have a chat sometime about that, or you do a playthrough soon so that we can see it. That'd be cool. Okay, so that was Legion Games. I really wish I could screen share here. I don't know why this stupid camera allow. It's not letting me do it. I should have done this on Chrome. All right. We're almost getting to Compass in a sec. So shipping now from GMT, whole bunch of stuff. They're just going cray. Charging it in final production, 1918, 1919, Storm in the West. I think, isn't that a reprint? Yeah, new GMT. Yeah. Time for Trumpets. Cannot wait for that game. I played it once with the designer. Super cool. Really interesting. Pretty detailed. I'm a little wary of the rule book. It's one thing to sit there and play with the designer, but basically I'm told it's the Bitter Woods system with a bunch of chrome. So we'll see what happens with that bad boy. I have not pre-ordered Mark Simonich's Rome versus Gaul. I played it in a play test with him and I enjoyed it, but I don't know that it's a game I'm going to play a bunch, so I don't think I'll be jumping on that bad boy. Next War Vietnam, I'm all in on Mitch Land's Next War system. It's awesome. I ought to buy Normandy 44 because I've missed out on it twice trying to buy it, but I have not ordered it. And then there's a few others that are at the printer here. That there's a Dominant Species game, Atlantic Chase. There's been a bunch of video coming out about that at the moment as well. And of course, Fire on the Lake update as well. And then there's a bunch of other stuff down here. They have a lot of games in the queue. Still waiting on all the Barbarossa EFS stuff to actually happen, and I'm debating whether or not I really want to get that, because I don't believe the rules have changed that much for the better. So let me come back to the screen and see what's going on. Yeah, I ordered Iron Curtain, guys. Oh, I didn't bring up MMP's page. That was dumb. Let me bring them up real quick. Except I don't have my keyboard attached, so we won't do that. Lots of ASL, obviously, from them, and they just shipped Hungarian Rhapsody. But Iron Curtain, I ordered that through NWS online, so I'll probably get that February next year. The way that guy ships stuff, I don't know what's going on with him. I sent him an email about some two other games I had ordered, Hungarian Rhapsody and Arete, and he goes, "Oh yeah, well, I had all these orders come in, and so all these deliveries, and so I'm just overwhelmed." I was like, "Well, but you've had my stuff for like 4 months. Can I please just have my game?" He sent it to me eventually. Yes, Stigler, I am. I'm all those three things. Although I'm not super strategic. I don't play a lot of strategic games. The handful of games that I have played, like I like Supreme Commander. I don't mind Unconditional Surrender. I've played one scenario of Total Krieg. I'm not a big Fortress Europa fan guy. I think it's interesting, but so I'm probably Ops and Tactical would be my two favorite scales, I guess you could call it. And Rough Swordsman, Waiting for Red Winter. What an awesome game! I'm getting the update kit for that just because I want the map and whatever extra bits are in it. But I love that game. I've played that campaign like 5 times. It's awesome, and I played it opposed 3 times as well. It's really, really good. Yeah, Third Winter. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to order it, but I'm a little wary of the, this Uber German thing that seems to be going on. I appreciate that they were feisty fighters, but you know what? I'm going to see how Hungarian Rhapsody plays, and I think that's going to decide whether I buy any more of these big super duper monster OCS games that are late war, because I'm starting to see a lot of changes to the system that I'm not sure I'm super happy about. Not that I have any insights or input to it, but some of the things make the game play faster, which is good, but it also does sort of change the game. These army group headquarter doohickeys that say, oh yeah, these guys are all in supply automatically. I'm not sure I'm down for that. Okay, let's close the GMT page. I think we're done with that. All right, Compass Games. What is going on at Compass Games? Crusader, I just found this the other day. Someone mentioned this down in the comments here. I just saw this earlier. I mean, oh my gosh. Why does Compass keep checking my browser? Where is it? It's a Frank Chadwick game, and it's one of his older games, I guess, being rebooted. I can't find it now. They're also doing straight up reboots of Victory at Sea and the Russian campaign. I'm very confused about the Russian campaign story there. I've read all the comments. I don't understand why we're doing that. I won't be getting Test of Faith. I'm not touching that system anymore. CSS, Enemy at the Gates. My buddy is buying that. We want to do some city combat, but we're still on the fence about that system. The CSS system. And then 2040, an American Insurgency. Where did that come from, and why is it here? I'm very confused about that game. I don't know how that just exploded onto the scene. Similarly, Philippine Sea, automatically ordering that because I've been playing that Carrier, whatever it's called, Carrier. I think it's called Carrier. I think it's the same system. So I'm going to have to get that action going. I think that's the same system, isn't it? Please tell me it is. Yeah, standalone featuring. Oh no, yeah, it's by John Southardt, so I'm sure it's the same system. It's a solo game, so that's pretty slick. And I'm really tempted to get this Silent War RJN. That looks really cool. I love Africa. I want to get Operation Crusader, but I'm a little wary about all these updates. I just, is that Frank doing that or is it someone else doing that? That makes me nervous. Love to hear what you guys think about all that stuff. And there's a couple other modern games in here that are new as well, but I'm kind of wary. So there's a first time designer um, who also happens to be an admin on the Wargamers group. Yeah, let me come back to the comments because I'm off screen. So John said Hanger Queens. That's where I'm up to. I'm 3 minutes behind on comments. It's OCS, get it all. Yeah, I know. I probably will end up getting it all. I'm such a sucker for OCS. So, John, what do you know about American Insurgency? I read some of the blurby stuff about it, but I'm not too sure. Obviously, that's one thing I missed, like with GMT, Mark Herman's Pacific War being rebooted. I'm down for that. I think I have 2 copies ordered of that sucker, just because you never know. Something might break, you might lose a piece. Air and Armor, I'm interviewing the designer of that game in the next 2 weeks sometime. So we're going to have a conversation about his design philosophy and all that sort of fun stuff. Do one of those designer deep dives that I do occasionally. So that'll be groovy. I love that game. Super excited about that game. It's not very solo friendly, but I think they're coming up with some solo rules for it. So it'll be awesome. NATO, I own the original. It's unpunched. I've never played it. I suck. So I might as well wait for the new one now, but I'm not sure that I really want it. Looks like they're updating all the OBs and all that sort of stuff, and it's going to play very differently. So maybe it'll be cool. Let's see. Flanks of Gettysburg. That's company scale, isn't it? Does Pointsky do? Is he like a ACW expert or something? That's pretty detailed stuff. Hey, John, that's really funny. I assume you're talking about the Philippine Seas stuff. Yeah, 17 planes. That's probably right too. But a big sea battle, that could be kind of cool. Yeah, Gordon, you're absolutely right. And this is not firsthand experience. So this is, I've obviously got a bunch of friends that play war games, and I get a lot of feedback and commentary from them because they don't want to post stuff. So they let me be the bad guy. But yeah, dumpster fire, Fulda Gap was a dumpster fire. But they have implemented some of the changes, so you can now try and move through woods, and you can, there are now less issues with movement. You can now fire a tow over a stream. Some really fundamentally basic things wrong with that game, which makes me wonder what the Doomsday game, the World War III game that he's coming out with will be like. But that whole OSS system, after playing the Korea Fire and Ice thing and the debacle with that and how badly that represented the history, I have unfortunately, because I really wanted to like it, I have no patience for that system at all. Oh, is it really? Okay, that's interesting, John. Okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure that I want to play a 1970s game system updated. So that might be a no hard start. And I'm just not an ACW guy anyway. I really struggle with that era. I like the campaign stuff. That's why I'm trying Great Battles of the American Civil War to see how I feel about it. I love Herman Luttman's Longstreet Attacks and Kernstown and stuff like that. I've played those, and the little Gettysburg mini game, Devils to Pay or whatever. I like that system a lot, and I think that's probably going to be my go-to system. Just A, to support Herman, and B, because I like the way the combat tables work, and it feels like it could be applied to Napoleonic pretty well too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think Pacific War has to be like the number one game, right? It's going to be pretty awesome. Good comments, guys. By the way, thanks for sharing your thoughts and ideas. I'm going to see what else. I saw this game here too for Compass. Rome Victrix, Rome Victorious. This strategic level game looks really, really interesting. No rules to download yet, though. Not a lot of details. 6 sheets of 5/8, 8 sheets of 5/8. I'm going to zoom in here. 8 sheets of 5/8 inch counters. 22 by 34 area movement mounted map. Wonder how detailed the combat is. 17 scenarios. Sounds to me like Imperium Romanum, but will it be better or worse? Or what was that hokey, that thing I paid a freaking fortune for, that SBI magazine games that had the Rome, there were 4 of them or something like that, Trajan and all that. Damn, what a piece of crap that system was. I was so disappointed with that. It just broke my heart. I paid it I bought the expansion box thing for like $120. I think all up I was in for like $300 or $200 or something like that, and I sold it for like $90 because I just had to get rid of it. It was pissing me off. How do I feel about enemy action Kharkov? Damn. Let's have a little whiskey and I'll tell you about that game. No, I don't know. That's the solo. That's going to be the enemy action Ardennes second release, right? With the chip pool combat system. I haven't played enough of it to really have an opinion, honestly. So couldn't really say. I'd love to love it, but I played only 2 turns, and I don't know whether I decided to pack it up or it needed to be packed up because I needed to put something else on the table that was a higher priority. But I hear lots of good things about that game system, and I think it's an enormous amount of value for money, particularly if Compass is printing it with the new map printing format they use, because the original maps in Enemy Action Ardennes had very flaky ink on them. Okay, what else is going on here? Rome got a lot of excitement. Yeah, Rome does get a lot of excitement. Decision Games, gosh, I've got to get that Deluxe Desert Fox out and try it again. Maybe I just screwed it up enormously badly, but what a train wreck. All right, I'm gonna sit back here and relax a little bit with my drink, and you're just gonna have to deal with me wobbling around a little bit. Oh boy, because my back's killing me. Excuse me. All right, let's see. Well, Kyle, that's interesting because I tried playing. Actually, no, I didn't. I read the rules for Pax Britannica, and I was like, I just don't know. But you liked it, though, right? You're a big fan, so that's. I'm sure DG will foobar that for you, so don't worry. Stigler, you're such a smartass. Yes, great ambassadorship and customer service by them. I will say this. I had an awkward transaction with a friend of mine who sold me a very expensive game from Decision Games, and it was missing a whole bunch of components. And Decision Games sent me very quickly too. Sent me a whole bunch of replacement parts and stuff. So that was really, really cool. So I will give them credit for that. However, letting the designers or whoever the folks were that I was dealing with, Youst and whoever else it was, get online with people is probably a bad idea.
incredibly rude. And even in a personal email to me that he sent following up, where he did apologize without apologizing, didn't actually say he was sorry or that it was his fault. But, you know, hey, at least I got a note. So it just inspires me to go out there and spend more money with them. And I really don't, I can't understand why they have to do these huge box formats. They don't fit in a bookcase. You got to lay them down flat, which means you end up putting stuff on top of them and dishing the boxes. And they make these huge charts that you're looking all left and right, all over the place, trying to find stuff. And too hard, man. Just too hard. And the maps are odd sized and stuff. Just stupid. I don't know who came up with that idea. And the boxes have to cost like $15 freaking. Boxes are one of the most expensive part of a game. Regular 3-inch boxes cost $5. It's a cost of $5 at production of like 1,500 copies or something like that. So it's stupid to have those huge boxes. I don't know. Just two big, deep boxes like everybody else. Oh, no, Sigler, how do you really feel, bro? Well, they are idiots, and they may well be fascists too, but we won't get into politics, right? That's great, John. Okay, so anyway, I know we're just shooting the shit. Like I said, we're literally shooting the shit here. So I'll keep talking until you guys start leaving. That's well, unless I run out of voice, which it could also happen. I have to get it back to the table. Okay, Lee, what is this? Are you talking about Desert Fox? You have to get it back on the table. I got it after watching your first video. Well, see, now I feel bad, dude. I'm so sorry. I was super excited about that, wasn't I? Oh, well. Well, I will get it back on the table. You know, I'm sure it's, I won't be the guy that fixes it, but I'm sure that it will, it'll be fine. You should play a small scenario and tell me what I did wrong. I think that would be smart. Yeah, Stigler, they really have been very heavy-handed with their censorship over there, but I don't know what the deal is. Oh, RPG time. All right, well, you have fun. What are you playing, Kyle, if you're still here? Yeah, yeah. So you're confirming my feelings about it all, Stigler. I am significantly disappointed with the effort. Okay, wife. I'm looking here to see. So who knows? So John, you said you might know something about 2040 and American insurgency, and I don't know what Napoleon's Imperium is, 1792 to 1815. Who is that? Who's making that game? Is that Compass? Did I miss that? Napoleon's Imperium. Has anyone played Silent War? I'd be curious to see if anyone has and what they think of it. Let me go to page 2. I'm guessing Napoleon's Imperium is not here. Oh, that's another game that's coming out from Compass that should be pretty awesome. Is a Prelude to Revolution. I interviewed the designer for that as well. That looks like a really interesting game. Oh, and then here we go. Command Magazine game, not designed by Ty Bomber, so it has potential. it won't be the same old system that he always uses. Mike Markowitz, who is he? And I wonder what those games would be like, because I'd like to see I think that as a strategic game on the Alexandrian era. Let's learn more. Click here. $62, dude. You're feeling kind of proud. Yeah, it's an area movement game. 2 counter sheets by the looks of it. Yeah. Interesting. That could be really interesting. Bonus materials included. All right. Well, that's something to keep in mind as well. I need to make more money, clearly, because there are a lot of games I would like to try. Yeah, I know. I just don't have the time to watch any of the vendor videos, really. Unfortunately, I'd like to sit and listen to all these. Hey, Custer61, what do you think of Silent War? That must have been the Atlantic version, right? I'd be curious about that. I heard it was. Is it still Wolves, or is it Atlantic, or is it Silent War? That's the mega detailed, super grindy, very slow. I just curious about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that might not be. That may not be for Daddy then. Tony. I'm sorry. I didn't put together that was you. Yeah. Wednesday night would be good, mate. I'm ready to kick your ass. DAC 2, baby. Let's make it happen. Oh, I'm sorry. So, Costa, I thought that Silent War was the system, and then IJN was the module for that, because I thought that was a second. Let me click on the screen here very carefully so I don't delete anything. Or in the session, that would be classically funny. Test of, where is it? That's not it. Here it says, oh, it's a deluxe second edition. Maybe that's where I'm getting confused. It says enhanced second edition of the original award-winning game. Oh, okay. So I'm mistaken there. Huh. I thought there was a Atlantic Ocean version of this system. I guess there's not. I'll just shut up. All right. Oh, I see. Okay. Here he goes. Now we know what's going on. Very cool. All right. Excellent. Good stuff. What else? I've got to. I can't even remember what I have on the board at home. Well, here's an update for you. I think my work circumstances are going to change in the next week or so, and I am not going to have a lot of time to be playing much anymore. So that's kind of makes me sad, but it's probably good for my fiscal security that those circumstances change. Hopefully, I'll be able to squeeze in some gaming on a regular basis anyway. But I'll let all of you know more when I know more. I'm a few days away from having something signed, I hope. All right. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I saw that, John. The Quadra games. I'm curious about those. I wonder if it's a riff on the Army Group South quad and stuff like that. That they look curious, but I haven't done any homework on them at all. Excuse me. All right. Let's just see here real quick on the. Don't give me. Stigler, you're on fire tonight, bro. Someone pissed in your Wheaties or something? All right. I'm just looking here. So, what I was trying to say before was I can't remember what I have on the table at home. I know I have the TSWW Battle Axe little mini game, which I showed to a friend of mine, and he was just like, wow, those counters are really thin. And I was like, oh, good, it's not just me. I've read all the rules. I punched out all the counters. I clipped half the counters. And I got halfway through clipping, and I realized I was clipping Russian counters. I don't know why there are Russian counters on there. I think there's some notification in the rules about it that it's for some expansion or something for some other module. So I'm going to try and play that system effectively in the next week or two, I hope. And I've packed up everything, I think. You know what? I think I don't have anything on the table. That's why I can't remember what's on the table. But I was toying with the idea of getting out Deadly Northern Lights again, or the Third World War Under an Iron Sky game, because I keep seeing people posting about that, and every time I see it, I think, gee, I need to play that again. So I might try that at some point again. And I certainly want to obviously get some more World of War and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks, Tony. Now, John, I would never burn a game. Oh, wait. Oh, there you go. So that is what is on my table. You've prompted my memory, Custer 61. So I do have MBT on the table, but that is all. That's the only game I have set up right now. And I'm really enjoying playing with the 4th Canadian Motorized Brigade Doohickey group module. It's got Air and Artie in the scenario that I'm playing, and it's pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to finishing that when I get back. We'll do the TSWW game, and yeah, the Panzer Battles SCS videos. I think I finished that scenario with a resounding defeat for the Russians, and I think it was it's one of those SCS games, right? But it also has chit pull, and so if you pull the chit for the 11th Panzer or whatever it is, you can get 9 attacks in one turn if you do it right, which is devastating, right? Now, one bad roll and you're screwing up the whole division, because then their combat effectiveness starts to erode. They're very brittle. But if you roll like a rock star, they tore a hole multiple tens of kilometers wide in the defenses of the Russians, who were supposed to be counterattacking the Germans. But that was a very interesting game. I'd like to play it opposed. I think it'd be fun to play opposed. Cher River, that's right. Yeah, it's a Cher River battles. So it kind of it's a riff on or a zoomed in version of Stalingrad's Pocket to just around that little nub of the river area there. I can't pronounce the city name. It's Nizhitsin or something like that. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, I think they are rigged for the. I think you get two chits for them. And they're 2 separate cups as well. So you've got two 11th Panzer chits, and then one for everybody else, and then a blank, and then there's one other thing. I forget what it is. So anyway, Yeah, so Gordon, that would be my only beef with that Case Blue game is, and it won't happen in the Kharkov game that they're bringing out. They made, I guess they made a mistake or something. They didn't get a proof sheet for the counters before they did the full print run. But the formation numbers that you need to know are very, very thin font and very small font, and it makes it very, very difficult to read. So it's not just you. That happened to us as well. But they realized that's a well, it was a problem. I think is it Gary or Greg? I think it's Greg is the designer. He's a nice guy. He doesn't take feedback very well. A couple of my buddies were asking a whole bunch of questions. He got pissed off with them. It's pretty funny. Yeah, was that an MMP game? I think it was. No, yeah. Well, it really was just the whole. Like the counters look great when you have them digitally on the screen. They look fantastic. But when you get the physical counters, they're really hard to read because they're the classic half-inch ones or whatever they are. Yeah, so I'm drinking. I've got. I kind of started celebrating early because with this potential change in work, I bought a bottle of 12-year-old Redbreast Irish whiskey, and it's very, very nice. So I'm just sipping on a little bit of that. What is 3M? What are you talking about? Longshore, what is your deal? Play 3M Feudal with 4 game sets. What are you doing? I don't understand. All right. So I haven't still really thought very much about what I'm going to do when I get back in terms of gameplay, but we'll work something out. I do need to finish that MBT game too. So what else is going on, guys? Who's got something significant on the table? Looks like Gordon said he has. That's a significant game. If you're playing the campaign, that's a 3-mapper, I think. Isn't Fall Blau a 3-mapper? Ooh, Japanese whiskey. Which one? I like Nika, Japanese Nika whiskey. I bet you're drinking a Suntory. Oh, John, you're hardcore. Here we go. Look at that dirty glass. It's the way to roll. Well, guys, I might start to roll out of here in a minute. I've got to go put a fan together now. I just got a text from my wife. Apparently, there's a box down in the basement that has a fan in it that needs to be put together before I leave. And Bullet. Oh, Bullet and 7-Up. That's nasty. Don't mix your stuff with soda. That's just horrible. Who is texting me? If this is my wife again, I'm going to be. It is. All right. What a sweetheart she is, right? Okay. I am going to go. I'm going to go put this fan together. I'm going to pack my crap up a little bit more so I'm organized for the morning. And I got to find a hotel stay in somewhere on the road tomorrow night. Some nasty, shady place where I can get into a bar fight or something. Who knows? All right, guys. I hope all of you have a great rest of the weekend and enjoy your bourbons that you're drinking and the games you are setting up and playing. And I appreciate you all hanging out with me and keeping me company in this very quiet and now cold house because I've had that door open too long. All right. All the very best, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Yes, I want to end. Thank you.